Hey guys, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Mousy, the ultimate SL Clout chaser. I know I keep saying this, but I'm definitely going to rebrand my YouTube. I think I'm going to just go by aka.mousy to match my Instagram. If you're not following me there, be sure to follow me there. And guys, I love to hear from you. So please be sure to like, comment some more. Give me your takes on what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do this kind of podcast format and drop by the 65 Linden grab sale. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I hope you guys have been having an amazing week. I'm just tired. I had an 8-day vacation, and you know how vacations go. You need a vacation from your vacation. I took my son to a bonding trip. We went to Paris, France, and he loved it. When I tell you this boy loved the trip, he loved the food, he loved the people. They were super friendly, super kind. When I came back, I was going to make a video for you guys because just kind of hang out with me, like because I knew that there would be a lot of things that I would want to do in SL, so I just figured it'd be cool, like, because I stopped by the Cosmopolitan event and I haven't been there in so long, and I found some really good things. I found a gacha. There was like this little food bag that I liked, these really cute leather pants. They weren't quite boot cut, but they were really adorable. And I went to a couple different events. I didn't stay there long, and then I did some business related stuff. I want to just say that very loosely because I don't know, I just haven't been focused. I guess my brain is still in vacation mode. And what else did I do? I went to Get Rich Gaming. Smack's hand. I need to stop going there. I won a lot of money, but then of course, I gave some of it back. I think I'm just going to stop going altogether. That's the goal. And definitely not end up on the leaderboard for sure. But that's the goal. But it's kind of hard because right now they have this summer competition. And it's going to be over, I think, at the end of the month. And whoever, or 9 days or something like that. And whoever plays the most games has an opportunity to... I'm swinging the camera back and forth, guys, so that you can be on my face while I'm talking. And whoever wins the most money can win like 100,000 Lindens in free play credit. And so that's good because then you could win money. But we'll see how it goes, guys. Anyways, welcome back, guys. I missed you last week. I should have posted to my community board that I was going to be on vacation. But I don't know why I didn't think about it. I didn't really think about it. So guys, we're going to do this podcast format that I seem to love to do. And the podcast format is going to be basically about scarcity mindset in SL, also kind of known as gatekeeping, and how that can impact your real life, relationships, your businesses, things like that. So let's get into it. So in Second Life, people talk about mesh bodies, land sizes, event slots, and lindens, but we don't talk enough about the mindset behind how we use them. Have you ever hesitated to share an opportunity because you didn't want someone else to take your spot? Have you stayed in a relationship, whether it be business or romantic, because you thought, you know what, I'll never find this again? Or avoid spending on yourself or your brand because you're afraid you wouldn't make it back? That's scarcity mindset. And here's the thing, it's not an SL problem. How you think and act in the virtual world often mirrors what you do in the real world. If you're gatekeeping opportunities here, you might do the same in your career. If you're clinging to toxic partnerships in SL, you might be tolerating them in your real life. And if you're afraid to invest in yourself here, chances are you're probably underinvesting in your real life goals too. So today I'm breaking down 7 ways scarcity thinking shows up in Second Life and how it's quietly holding us back in world and in real life. From Lindens to love, from clothes to collaborations, we'll talk about how to flip the script and build an abundance mindset that changes the way you win in Second Life as well as real life. For me, this started with SL relationships. This is number 3 on my list, so we're going to get to that shortly, but it kind of started with SL relationships because I just noticed how some of the women were moving in SL when it came to the men and stuff. It just was not women empowerment at all, or being on code for girls, and we'll talk about it when I get there. And then it just got me to thinking and connecting dots as I usually do, and I said, you know what, I'm going to make this a podcast talking point. So, and I do have another podcast idea I want to talk about, traveling and what your experiences are in different countries. And I'll even touch on what your experiences may be like as a minority in different countries and what you can do if you can't afford to travel, like maybe book recommendations and things like that, if you're interested in that. And then we'll talk about how that plays into the virtual world. But I think I'm going to save that for the Nameless podcast, or I might do it because I kind of touched base with Zula and he said he'd love to do it with me because Zula lived in Japan and some different countries for a while. And I've traveled to quite a few countries at this point, so I think I'll be able to speak on that. But yeah, that's why I'm wearing this hat and this outfit. I was like inspired. It's my take on like the striped shirt and beret. And yeah, it's fun. That's what SL is here for us to express our artistry. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Anyways, that's me rambling again. Let's get back on topic. So let's define scarcity mindset, right? It's believing there's only a limited amount of success, lindens, love, or opportunities. So you guard yours like your survival depends on it. So an SL example would be like creators who never share where they buy their mesh templates because they think if others find out, I'll lose my customers. Another SL example is residents refusing to tell a friend about a sim job opening because they don't want competition in their roleplay group. So it's kind of like that sort of thing, right? Um, and you see a lot of it in SL, right? Like sometimes you might see someone whose waist is like snatched to the heavens and you're like, why does her avatar look like that? What body is she wearing? And she could just be wearing a regular body, like a body that we're all familiar with. Like she could be wearing a legacy body, a reborn body, a Cooper body, Muneka, something like that. But you know, with her add-ons and deformers and things like that, or his add-ons or deformers, because men have them too. And that's why you see a lot of unique, different varying shapes in SL. They look different. And so, you know, you might ask someone, hey, you know, what body are you wearing? And they'll just tell you reborn, but they won't give you the information about it. Or you'll ask, what hair are you wearing? Or where did you get that jacket that you could hold in your hand? Or where did you get the veins on your boobs? Or your skin looks so realistic, like you actually have calluses on your feet. Where did you get that from? And oftentimes the culture in SL is like people won't share this information, right? So that could be a kind of example of having a scarcity mindset. Like if you feel like if you share this information, people might look like you might be duplicated, imitated, or whatever the situation is. And I don't think that's possible. Like you could literally, so you guys know back in the day I owned a makeover clinic, right? So in the makeover clinic, I would help people resolve problems like maybe the baked on mesh wasn't working on their eye and so they had two eyes, or I would redo someone's obby from top to bottom to just help update them and modernize them a little bit. And sometimes the tweaks wouldn't be so drastic. Like it could just be nicer hair, or it would just be, you know, a little bit of blush or a little makeup goes a long way in creating a unique look for your avatar. So I just want to share this. Like even with skins, people are afraid to tell people where they get their skins from. And you shouldn't be, because even if you, me, and the person next to me is wearing the same skin, if we have different shapes, it will not look the same. Just as long as the skin is for the head, especially with the Luluka head, because their maps are, it's not like the Genis head back in the day, the baby face and regular and all that stuff. If you had a Genis skin, it would pretty much fit on every face. But if the shape was different, it would look unique and different as well. But the thing with the Luca head is that they have like certain maps. Like I'm wearing the Raven head. This was a free head that was given away a couple years ago. And if that might be different from the Noelle head or the Brienne head or the Avalon head. So things may not align perfectly. That's why I never try on lipsticks when I do my shopping videos and stuff like that, because the lipsticks, like the line of the lipsticks will never be right. Like it's either under the lip line or something like that. It looks a little weird. So I have to try on lots of lipsticks and demo a lot of things and get overlined lips a lot of times in order to wear SL lipsticks, because it's not meant for the Raven head, like the mapping of it all, right? But that's just an example. So I say this to say that a lot of the reasonings for not wanting to share certain things, it's kind of silly, because the fear that you actually have is not real. Like if you share your skin with someone and they're wearing a different shape, or even if you're wearing the same shape, different makeup, different hairstyles, different styling, you'll look completely different. There's no need to worry about someone stealing your look, and you're more than just your avatar's appearance. Like it's really the person and the consciousness and the soul behind the avatar. So it I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense. But if you guys disagree, let me know down in the comments below. Okay. So the second one would be money and Lindens, hoarding versus investing. Only buying freebies or cheap gear when you want to be seen as a top tier creator or even a stylist, right? So you would have to, if you wanted to be a stylist in SL or even a shape creator or makeup creator, you would have to invest a little bit in your Avi. Unless you're very skilled at getting things if you're very skilled at getting things at the weekend sale, because let's be honest, right? A lot of things that we see at the monthly events, we're more than likely picking up on the weekend sales like 3 to 4 weeks later, right? And so if you're picking up something for 65 to 99 Linden or 100 Linden, it's more than likely the same thing you would have bought at a main event. But some creators sell things even cheaper, like say there's some Tuesday sales that sell like 25 Linden items, and sometimes I find like really amazing items. There's one particular store, I think it's Munich, that sells like the retro furniture and stuff. Like he sells lamps and he'll sell random things for 25 Linden, so I get really good deals there. But most people, I would say probably 90% of the Second Life population, just kind of buys things and wears it as is, right? And then they kind of chuck their clothes and then they buy new things and wear that as is. I have things in my inventory. I think this Avi is like 4 years old. There's like a Majesty Stallion gotcha belt. I still wear that to this day. Any unrigged items I still wear to this day because I'm not wearing the clothes as they're advertised. I'm kind of styling them. So like, for example, this jacket is released at Equal 10, which just opened today at noon actually, and there's a harness that goes with it and a whole bunch of different items. The harness I would wear as lingerie. The jacket I would wear as I'm wearing it now with these kiwi pants, formerly known as Blueberry, and I styled it with this hat, this jewelry from Yagi, some custom jewelry, you know, whatever, just to create my own unique look, right? So I'm not necessarily saying, the jeans I got for 99 Lindens, so I'm not necessarily saying that there's anything wrong with buying cheap items. Like people who've watched my channel for a very long time know that I am a bargain bin shopper, but if I see something I like, I'll buy it. But I'm not prone to buying everything. I'll say that. I'm prone to using things that are in my inventory. I have like these earrings I love that I wear consistently over and over again because I like the bling of it all. And this necklace, it was custom made. It was a gift from my nephew. Shout out to Savage from Savage Creations. He gave it to me as a Christmas gift. I love it. I wear it all the time. And the same thing with like my rings or certain types of jewelry that I have. So the point of me saying what I'm saying is going back to scarcity mindset number one, what you wear, your skin, your clothes, your hair, all this will be unique based on how you style it. However, you don't have to invest tons of money, but you have to be kind of strategic in the sense of what do you want to do in SL. If you want to be seen as someone who's into quality, or you're offering services such as makeover services or styling services or decor services, landscaping and things like that, you can't live in a hut, right? Or a shack. And the same thing is like your image is your advertisement. So you kind of got to think about that. Another example of money and Linden, like Lindens and scarcity mindset, is like hoarding versus investing. A shop owner refusing to pay 500 L for a feature at an event might miss the chance to 10x their sales, or a DJ using low quality streams because they don't want to spend the extra 2,000 Linden a year on a pro one but lose jobs because of sound issues. So spending Linden strategically on tools, ads, or avatar upgrades that boost your brand and open doors is important. So that's not something that you necessarily want to have like a scarcity mindset with. Okay, now relationships. So I think one of the most common things that we think about when it comes to relationships is that holding on to something that's not necessarily healthy for us. So staying with a partner who's not treating you right because dating in SL is dead, or I'll never find someone else this compatible in role play, or keeping a romantic partner who flakes on scenes, RP scenes, or whatever you're doing because you don't want to go through the trouble of meeting someone new. Settling for a business partner who doesn't pull their weight because finding someone who understands your exact niche of the business that you're in, you're saying that it's impossible. So if you haven't recognized the pattern, a lot of scarcity mindset is related to negative thinking, right? It's just the fear and the doubt that kind of take over us. And then we decide, you know what, this is not going to quite work out for me for whatever reason. So we hold on to things that don't best suit us, or we act in ways that doesn't benefit us. So let me give you some examples of this, because relationships is actually what made me want to do this podcast. So there's this thing, first of all, that a lot of guys on SL will tell you there is 10, 50, 100 men to one woman. And I touched on this on the Nameless podcast. This kind of came up in our group talk. So I want you guys to listen to that when you get a chance. I'll post a short when I get a moment. And when Zula post to his channel, we'll watch it. But we'll talk about it briefly here because it does relate to scarcity mindset. So because women significantly outnumber men, so these guys, and I'm not saying all men, you know what, please guys, just use some common sense. Not all, some, majority. There are good men, of course, there are good women, there are good people. I don't really categorize people like as good or bad based on gender or sex, any ethnicity, race, any of that shit. So, but there are men on this game who have a demigod complex where they feel like because men outnumber women, that women should be competing for their attention, vying for their time, and doing all sorts of crazy things that we wouldn't necessarily do in real life. And the crazy thing is the reward that you get from doing all this crazy stuff, which I'll give examples of shortly, it's like the juice is not worth the squeeze. And what do I mean by that? So I have been in situations where there's women who I considered a friend or was developing friendships with who have gone out of their way to have inappropriate relationships with my partner. Do I blame the woman? No, my partner owes me the loyalty in this situation. So I'm kind of more upset by that. But I think something that I ponder on or I think about is, why would you even do that? Because I'm an amazing friend to have. I'm a very generous friend, nurturing friend, giving friend, emotionally empathetic, compassionate, supportive, all that good stuff, right? So I just think to myself, why would you risk a friendship that you could have for 1, 2, 5, 7 years, depending on how where life takes us, and if we're able to be in this virtual world, or maybe even develop a friendship in real life outside of this? Why would you compromise our friendship for a relationship with a dude or a guy that may not exceed more than 3 months? Because I don't know where I get these statistics from, but I think the average SL relationship typically doesn't last more than 3 months. So why would you do that? We know why some of these demigod men do it, because they feel like there's 10 other women that they can go after. So let's address that scarcity mindset really quickly. So number one, it doesn't matter if there's 10, 25, 50, or 100 men in SL to one woman. And I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Are you compatible with these men? Are these men quality men? Are these men available to have relationships, the type of relationship what you want? I know a lot of women are into the SL role play family thing where you meet a guy, a lot want to get married, a lot, may have a child or have several children, and then they have the extended family, and then they have their Sunday dinners, and they do all these things, and they create a tribe and a really dynamic unit in Second Life, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Some women just want a partner that they could take really amazing pictures and express their artistry with. And some women might just want they're exploring their sexuality in Second Life, and so they want a partner who's open-minded, that they could probably explore different kind of kinks and go to different sex sims with and do different kind of things, whether it's I always mention BDSM because it's the first thing that comes to my head that I could think of, but there's many other kinks. There's breeding kinks, tons of other things, and there's people who want to explore that. There's people who are just looking for companionship and emotional intimacy. So there are a lot of people looking for a lot of different things, whether you're a man or a woman in Second Life, right? And so I say this to say, I don't even know why I said I say this to say I kind of lost my train of thought, but let me go back for a second. So basically I was saying that I was asking, why would you compromise a friendship? I was saying, why would you compromise a friendship that can last many years for a relationship that might be temporary? So we see a lot of people enter different relationships for many different reasons that I just mentioned, right? And some of them, I've seen people in SL, it's few and far between, but I've seen people with successful relationships that lasted a very long time in World and migrated into real life, and people got married and things like that. I don't know if that's the norm. Let me know down below what you think about that, right? But this is just going back to the women, right? So, like, sleeping with your friend's man, right? Or if you're in a sorority, like, I know this for a fact that some sororities have rules where you're not allowed to engage in intimate relationship or anything that crosses the boundary of friendship with any of your sorority sisters' ex-boyfriends. And I didn't know that that was a thing, but I think it's smart that that rule was implemented, because otherwise it would kind of cause fractures and divisions within the sorority. So that makes sense. But I feel like the fact that that rule even exists is kind of crazy, because it's like, why would you do that? Like, you know? And so this goes back to my earlier point, right? It doesn't matter that when people say there's 10 men or 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever type of men, like, are these men looking for what you're looking for at the moment that you're looking for it? So if I'm here in SL and I'm looking to have emotional intimacy with someone to share my artistry with, or maybe have a role play family, if there's 10 guys and only one of those guys are interested in that, the 9 guys that are there doesn't even matter anyway. So, or you might have to wait a year until people migrate from other games, other platforms, depending on how SL promotes, and maybe you'll find somebody in the new crop. And life is cyclical, and my hands are moving in a circle and it's going up and down, which means as you come out of a relationship, someone's entering it. As they leave their relationships, you might be exiting yours, and maybe your paths align, maybe it doesn't. It's just like real life, right? And not only that, we have more than Second Life. We have the opportunity to meet people in real life. We have all the apps and things like that. Depending on how busy your city is, you can go to bars, you can go to cooking classes, and have maybe perhaps a male partner if you have someone who's interested in that, golf clubs, whatever. Like, you could do all these different things to meet people. A Second Life is not the only place that you can meet someone. So this cutthroat energy doesn't need to exist. And what is the quality of the man? Like, so how do I say this gently? I want to say this gently and kindly. In my experience in Second Life takes up a lot of time, right? So, and it's very addictive. 11:11 on my clock, guys, make a wish. And Second Life is very addictive. So what do I mean by that? The earlier you started in this game, or any type of game, whether it be IMVU 5M, the more delayed you're going to be in real life. And let me help you make sense of what I'm trying to say. I just want to clarify what I'm saying. So if you started playing IMVU, 5M, and all these type of games, or Second Life when the teen grid was around at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, there's a strong likelihood that you were not focusing on real life business, which means, like, you know, excelling in school so you get the best grades and have the best options for school choices. killing your school so you get the best internships or land the best jobs, after college, and just really going hard in your career so that you make tons of money. I started where you make tons of money, not just the money, but you're stable. You have the ability to sustain yourself and potentially a family in the future, or contribute largely to a family in the future. You've gone through a whole bunch of ups and downs, whether it's with family, college life situations, young adulting situations, middle life situations, where you've developed yourself emotionally, you've developed yourself mentally, you have the skill set, and forget about school and all that stuff. We're just talking about life, right? Just forget about that for a second, but we're just talking about life, right? Have you developed the relationship skill set that you need? Emotional intelligence, compassion, empathy, the ability to live and let live within reason. How good are your boundaries? All these other things, like these all play into whether or not you're going to have a healthy, productive relationships. And as we all know, relationships are hard. Not many divorces are on the rise. There's a lot of single mothers, fathers raising children alone, not by choice, but because their relationships just didn't work out. So this, again, I asked the question, forget about the numbers for a second, whether there's 10, 20, 50, 100 men that outnumber the women. Are these 10 men in the right place to have a relationship, whether it's emotionally, mentally, even physically? Because sometimes just sitting in front of your computer all day, you may not be in the best physical shape, or financially, or just life skills, relational skills. Are these 10 quality men that you're fighting for? More than likely, no. Are these men available for what you want? Because a lot of people could potentially have real life relationships, like long-term partnerships, even marriages and children and responsibilities. And this is an escape. Like, do you want to wrap yourself up in someone who is using you as an escape, like, and not taking you seriously and just basically wasting years of your life, right? What else? I think that's it in a nutshell. Like, those things kind of cover all the variables. It covers a lot of the variables and challenges that come with virtual world dating and relationships, right? And I say that to say there's no reason to cross moral boundaries or ethical, or just kind of risk your character. I guess that's the best way to say it. There's no reason to compromise your character and the type of person you see yourself as, or envision, or want to be, just for an SL relate. Like, there's no reason to risk friendships, family units. Like, there are people who are sleeping with their fathers and uncles and brothers, and family relationships. There are women who are putting on pigtails and creating prepubescent avatars just to get picked, And what are you, I mean, like, if we just think about this carefully and we think a few steps ahead, what are you encouraging and what are you promoting, and what are you going to get out of this ultimately? So don't think about the numbers, think about the quality of the connection. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I see and hear a lot of stories that frighten me a little bit, and I just think to myself, why are you this pressed? I don't want to say desperate, because I'm trying to be like kind, and know that we've kind of all been there in one way or another. Maybe not that we haven't been there, but we've all kind of like bent rules, kind of put our dignity to the side, put our intuition to the side, and didn't pay attention to the red flags. Like, we've kind of all been there, but there's no reason to compromise yourself to this extent for an SL relationship. So there are some people who use SL as a testing ground, like maybe for poly relationships or different types of relationships. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're in a relationship, like I've talked to people who, when I talk to the man and I talk to the women that's in these poly relationships, it's just not all of them. This is just one particular unit, it was just clear to me that this man did not deserve any of the women that were in this poly relationship, because he looked at all of them as resources. Like, this one's a good decorator, this one holds the family together and kind of does the emotional labor of solving all the problems, this one is allows me to get away with murder, so I have her in my real life house while I do all type of foolishness, right? I was gonna curse, guys, but I had kind of held myself back. I was gonna say fucking fool. It was just like all this foolishness, right? Like, and he tried to recruit me into this as well, and said, you know what, you'd be amazing because you could help promote my land and stuff like that. And I'm like, sir, if you only knew, there would be no way I would be interested in that type of relationship where I am not benefiting, but my job is solely to give. It's not a reciprocal relationship. And one where, because we all have real life and real life responsibilities and things like that. We even have SL responsibilities. And one where time is going to be used as a way to make the women in the group compete against one another, versus like everyone just loving each other and being secure and safe in their partnership. I rambled a little bit. I feel like I didn't really organize my thoughts that much, but I think you guys get where I'm going with this. So that's just a lot of food for thought. And if there's any like younger women listening to them, like, I'm big sister, I'm TT, like, just listen to me, girls. Like, smart people don't have to make mistakes and learn, by trials and tribulation and going through the fire. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes, and smart people learn by kind of just sitting back and watching and observing the world around them and just picking up on the patterns and the rhythms of life. Like, you could tell, like, if you just sit back and watch, you could see. So just like competing for all of this nonsense, it just doesn't make sense to me. And then don't let some of these men have a little bit of clout, like, be able to decorate or create or do certain kind of things. They are definitely not going to see you as a sovereign, in general, because of the systems we live under, like patriarchy and things like that. Women typically aren't seen as sovereign, powerful, creative, dynamic forces that bring life to the world that should be respected and honored. We're seen as like a level up above children. And what do I mean by that, right? Like, so your partner wants to dictate what you wear, who you talk to, who you could be friends with, and you're kind of like subjugating, or you're just bending and twisting in order to make one person happy in the relationship, just to say, I have a man. That, I don't know, guys, that's not the type of woman that you want to be. Like, I don't know, maybe you do. I wouldn't advise you to be that type of woman. I would advise you to tap into your feminine power, right? Tap into your magnetism, and just know for sure, like, when you're ready to look for a partner, and I've been, like, when I got married in real life, I was dating. My first marriage just happened by accident, right? My second marriage was intentional because I wanted to have a baby, right? And so when I wanted to have a baby and a family and the white picket fence, all that good stuff. And when I was dating like I was looking for a job, guys. Like, because in my head, I already knew, like, there are people that you're going to go on a date with and you're just not going to vibe. You're not going to have good conversation with, whatever like that. And then once you get to the stage where you find someone you could have good conversation with, people are like onions. You got to peel back the layers and see, like, do the values align? Do all these things align? How respectful is this person of me? Like, how do they perceive me? Do they perceive me as I am, or do they just like the physical shell and they want to just implant a personality into me? Like, like, there's a lot of things that you kind of have to test out for. Like, have I gone through seasons with this person? Have we gone through ups and downs? Like, how supportive can they be? How compassionate can they be? Just all that stuff. How appreciative are they? Like, so there's many stages to a relationship. The virtual world makes it a little bit more difficult because we all have these beautiful avatars and we don't have IDs. We don't know where people live. We don't know where people work. We don't know anything outside of what people tell us. So you have to be a little bit more discerning and a little bit more careful. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if you and that's if you're taking these SL relationships really, really seriously. If you want to come on here and just have fun and then have your little flings here and there and talk to people on the side and, to go on your little SL boating dates or whatever, and it's nothing to you, like, and then you log off and you go about your day in your real life and you could say somewhat detached, that's even better, until someone proves that they are worthy of you returning that investment and pouring into them emotionally. I don't know, guys. I feel like I jumbled up a lot of stuff, but I hope this makes sense. There's no need to have a scarcity mindset because the likelihood of you finding exactly what you're looking for, it's going to take you kind of vetting and searching, and it's going to take some time. And remember, this is not the only place you could find love. Relationship love is not the only love that's valuable. Familial love is valuable. Self-love is valuable. Agape is valuable. All kinds of love is valuable, even though we're taught in our society it's only relationship love, and people seem to pursue that dogmatically. I wouldn't really advise to do that in real life, and I wouldn't advise to do it in Second Life either. Just pour into yourself and allow your magnetic aura to attract people to you, and I promise you, you will have no lack of suitors. And this is for the men too. Like, just reverse all the advice that I gave and flip it over to women, right? There has to be like some type of vetting process. So jumping into poly relationships that are not beneficial to have a man, sleeping with your uncle or your brother, child's play stuff, which is not allowed and it's forbidden, and rightfully so. Like, engaging in those type of things just to have someone because you feel like you could offer them something no one else can get, like, and doing all these other kinds of nonsensical things, it just doesn't make sense to me, guys. Ruining friendships and family relationships and business relationships and sororities and all that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me that why another woman would want to do this to a woman, right? If a guy speaks to me in Second Life and I've seen him with his girlfriend, I'm like, I shame him. I'm like, oh, weren't you just with your girlfriend? But again, that kind of attention doesn't move me, right? I mean, as women, we all know, like, any woman that's even remotely semi-attractive, men just love women, and as they should, because we're beautiful, amazing creatures. But you get attention, right? So attention, I get attention in real life, I get attention second. Like, attention doesn't move me, right? And the attention cycles, because sometimes you're looking pretty, everything's on point, your makeup, your vibes, your confidence, everything, your body's looking right, and sometimes you're just not feeling that hot about yourself, even if everything's going well, So it cycles. The better you feel about yourself, the more people you attract. So just work on yourself, and there's no need to go into competition for men. Men are there. There's tons of them. Like, you could literally, I was watching this like TikTok short, and the girl was like ranting and raving. She's like, are you guys serious? Is this what you're doing for a man? Like, I could literally walk up to anybody and get a man. And she literally walked down her hallway and she said to this guy, would you like to be my man? And you could tell he was tall too, so she was like holding his like upper arm, and he's like, yeah, sure would. And and she's right though. Like, she's right. It's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard. So please don't go into this scarcity mindset about, how difficult it is. Like, guys don't even get approached. If you just smile at them and make conversation, they'll hit on you. Like, it's not that serious, guys. So please, and another thing, let me just segue into this, because I know I spent way too long on this. There was, when we did the other podcast, there was all this talk about, in order for a girl to be with me, she has to show me her BTA off the back and crack that coochie wide open on camera during erotic role play and do all these kind of things. It was said a lot more civilly than that. But what I was thinking to myself is, wow, so you guys are bending it over and spreading it wide on on camera and stuff for every guy that you date in SL, that's insane because these relationships, A, don't last that long. Now this person has your nudes, which could impact your real life. And we're on the internet, so I wouldn't advise sharing a bunch of personal information or intimate moments with people on the internet when these relationships don't last not even 3 months and the babies y'all having is ending up in the inventory. You know what I mean? Like, so don't be scared and feel like you have to do all these things. You don't have to do any of it. I promise you. I know women on SL who's never shared a BTA and been SL only and been in relationships and did all the things that you guys wanted to do, family, marriage, all that shit. And I know women who have no problem showing BTA, but never showed a nude, like a titty shot or a little kitty cat shot or anything like that, and they're doing just fine. Like, you don't have to do these things. You don't have to feel pressured into doing any of that stuff. Why? Because it's going to impact your self-esteem. It's going to make you feel a little bit like, why did I do that? It's going to make you feel a little dirty, a little devalued. If you think about it, sometimes you don't even think about it, but subconsciously it's eating at you and you don't feel that great about yourself. But these are the reasons why, So, a little big sister talk. I hope that resonates with you guys. Let's move on. So, gatekeeping opportunities, hoarding event info, group invites, or sponsor contacts. For example, someone gets invited to a top tier shopping event and hide the application deadline from friends so they can be the only one in their circle in an event. A sim owner refusing to list other RP sims on their note card because they think visitors will leave for somewhere better. Sharing resources actually encourages community growth, right? So let's think about this carefully. So the first example, I'm having a refresher. It's so good. I bought it this morning, but I had it in the fridge, so the ice melted, but it's still so tasty. I do mine with sparkling water. How do you guys have yours? I'm obsessed with these things. Okay, but anyway, let's say an event opportunity happens and you want to feel like you're the only talented creator in your group, so you don't tell people about the applications or who they can contact. And I'm going to tell you how this does not benefit you, right? Let's say there's someone in your group who is big on social media and big on marketing and promoting and things like that. That is going to help everyone in the event, including you. Why? Because a lot of event organizers, not all, but a lot of event organizers kind of rest on their laurels, which means that even in the beginning, they don't go as hard as they can go because of the fact that they just feel like, I have the event, I posted it on Instagram, I posted it on Facebook, and that's it. No, ma'am, no, sir, that's not it. Like, you gotta ask everyone for the pictures of their booth and their ads, and you gotta post a picture every day. You gotta keep those shorts going. You have to go into any SL group or any Facebook group, and you have to advertise and blast and blast and blast and blast constantly, or get bots to do it. I don't know. But that's your job. Get Seraphim, pay for essential inventory. Those are things that you have to do. 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, if I'm being generous, a lot of the event organizers are not doing that. So it's important for you as an individual to be promoting the F out of your stuff. And if you're not going to promote it, it is very wise to have people in your event that's going to do a lot of the promotional stuff because it just comes naturally to them, right? So that's something to think about. Another thing, so let's say I had an SL boxing gym, right? I'm just throwing this example out there. And another competitor or another gym they were having like a tournament, but I didn't post a poster in my gym because I felt like people would go and maybe like their sim and their gym better. No, you guys could cross promote, and that creates a larger community for both people to be involved in, right? So that's why scarcity mindset doesn't work in that case, right? Now, clothes, hairstyles, competing for status. Believing your value is tied to having the most exclusive or most expensive items before anyone else. Avoiding a gorgeous freebie or older release because people will think I'm broke. That's silly. Always chasing fat packs from the most hyped brands, even if it's not your personal style, just to look like you belong at events. Dressing for you, mixing high-end gotcha finds, freebies, and customs in ways that make your style recognizable without chasing trends. That is the vibe right there, right? And all of this comes back to kind of like developing yourself and your mindset and how you think about things, and not coming from oh my god, I'm afraid people are going to think I'm not cool, or oh my god, like they're going to think that I'm broke. I remember, like, my cousin is a really talented chef, really good looking. Like, he's tall, he's gorgeous, like, has a really nice face and everything like that. But he struggled for a little while before he found his niche where he, like, cooks at really good restaurants in New York City, right? I don't know if it's like line cook or whatever, but it's been for like really good restaurants, like Nobu, places like that, right? And when he was like kind of trying to find his niche and his place in his career, that man never looked bad. He always looked good because the sauce is in you, not on you, right? Like, he just has a good, I think a lot of people in my family have a good innate sense of style and they're really polished looking. And that is whether they're broke or whether they have money, right? And sometimes the people in my family who are doing really well, you wouldn't even know that they have money because they're not necessarily wearing it in like their watch or labels. Like, they always look good, they always look polished, they always look stylish, but it's not because they're screaming designers. Like, I have like the Chanel bra thing and all that stuff. Like, they're not screaming designers or dripping in diamond and icy all the time. It's just that they've cultivated a personal style and it screams elevated, but it's quiet, you know? So yeah, like, don't be afraid that people are going to think you're broke. I know that's a huge thing in SL. Be more focused on actually making sure you're actually figuring, you're balancing your time correctly so that you won't end up broke. Like, you won't wake up one day and realize, like, damn, I've been playing this game for 7 or 10 years and I've been so engrossed on this, I forgot to actually go hard in real life. Like, you don't even need to spend that much time going, like, if you're going to internet school, like maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, 4 hours a week, depending on how rigorous your program is. I know someone in Second Life right now who's going to engineering school, right? But so if you go back to school or get a trade or whatever, if you're a woman, hairstyling, surgical technician, whatever it is, nursing, whatever that pays money, whatever you want to do, like, just something that, like, just don't get a degree in something that's not going to pay money. Just make that a hobby or a trade in something that's not. But like, the point is, you're going to have balance. Focus on that, like, kind of balancing everything out instead of just like nonsense. All right. Popularity, this number 6, popularity and social capital. Measuring your worth by event invites, follower counts, or how many VIP lists you're on, and pulling back support if someone else gets more, right? So you had a friend who was doing good, and or you have a friend, right? And when they weren't on, you was so supportive of them. Maybe you're reposting everything that they do. Maybe you're liking and you're screaming at them in the comment sections and just being really just sweet and supportive. But as soon as that friend starts doing good, then you get a little shady. Like, you don't repost them. You don't, like, leave the flame emojis and, girl, I'm clocking that tea. The comments, the sweetie gifts where she's like throwing her hands up like, yeah, 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 do it. Like, you're not hyping your bestie up. Like, no, we don't want to do that. That's scarcity mindset. That's hater mentality. That's not what we do. It's okay to feel like this is normal, right? I want to say there's a difference between jealousy and envy, right? I think jealousy sounds so negative, but I think jealousy is actually a normal human emotion. Like, sometimes if, like, say you and your friend was grinding and your friend gets on before you may get that little twinge in your chest that's like, damn, why not me? But you're still super happy for your friend and you don't wish anything bad for them. I think envy is like when you wish something bad for somebody and you go out of your way and it's like malicious intent to, and this is maliciousness, right? If you're not supporting them and doing the things that you used to do because they're doing well, it's like kind of like evil eye, right? Like, where you're just hoping that they fail, and that's not being a good friend. And that's also coming from a scarcity mindset because there's just a lot and enough to go around, right? avoiding liking a competitor's post on Instagram because you don't want their engagement to grow, like hater shit, dropping a friend who got into a big event you didn't out of fear that their rise mean your decline. Understanding, that someone else's win doesn't take away from you. In fact, lifting others often grows your reach too. Why? Because those same friends and those same people that you support can actually open doors for you. They'll be like, hey, Mousy, guess what? So I got into this event this round. I saw that there was empty booths. I'm going to ask the creator for you if you can join this event next month or something like that. Your friend who kind of hacked the algorithm and figured out how to get more YouTube views or Instagram, whatever they're doing, might say, this is what I think you should do. I think once you post a reel, make sure you add it to your shorts and then go to your notes and say new post out, F with it, like say all these and then give you tips and tricks. I think that you're kind of closing yourself off when you don't look at things in a kind of like a optimistic or a positive way, and you are operating out of fear. Yep, that's what I want to say. I don't know, that was hard. So shifting into abundance in SL, you have to ask yourself, am I doing this from fear or from possibility? So instead of hoarding a great location, invite friends so the sim gets more traffic and stays open longer, right? If I don't know, there's some sims I go to where I use it as a big backdrop for myself, and a lot of people won't say anything about it, but you guys know how hard it is to have sims in SL, and you guys know that a lot of sims don't last more than 3 months because it's so expensive, and people invest a lot of money in landscapers and decorators or time if they have to do it themselves, right? So it definitely would not hurt to tell people about it. That shows that you appreciate it. When you have an outfit or fat pack or whatever, jewelry, custom jewelry, or little poses that you could do special things with, like maybe throw money or something like that in the air, like you're making it rain, tell people, because it supports the creators who made this and put a lot of time, effort into finding scripters, animators, and working out kinks and doing all the things to ensure that you have a product you love. So rather than staying with a low quality vendor to save Lindens, upgrade to a pro vendor and watch your sales increase. And what does that mean? So for a long time, I used to use a prim and I would right click on it and then set it for sale and people could buy the things in the prim. But investing in a better vendor for me, which was also free by the way, but investing in a better vendor offered redelivery, it offers the gifting opportunity and all these different things where I was missing out on money that I didn't necessarily have to. So that's just some food for thought, right? Start collaborations, photographers, stylists, DJs, and create pooling resources, because often you could get much further with tons of people rather than do it alone. Okay, so I just wanted to share this kind of stuff with you, and I wanted to touch on kind of this gatekeeping, scarcity culture that that really leads into a lot of unpleasant experiences that we have in SL. Like I said, whether it's falling out, fighting, losing friends, and just doing all kinds of weird things. There was a situation that happened earlier today that I kind of, in my heart, my intuition told me this was also coming from a scarcity mindset. I'm not going to get into it too much, but what I did feel like was happening was that I felt like a woman was seeing how well her friend was being treated. And, the friend's her hands are not clean in this situation. She has a man and everything at home and things like that. But, her friend of 4 years saw how well that she was being treated and did ask her to tell a lie for her. And of course, no one has to do that. You don't have to lie for anyone, especially if that goes against your character, if you know your friend's partner and you don't feel comfortable with that. But you don't also have to volunteer information. And I felt volunteering or confirming that information and also speaking with the guy that she was dealing with in SL was a way to make her seem like a good potential partner. And I felt a little uncomfortable with it. I did. I'm not going to lie to you. So I just say, pause for a moment, be thoughtful about what you're doing and why you're doing it. You know, that's part of doing the inner work and the self work to be the type of person that you'd want to be good friends with, or you'd trust implicitly, or you'd want in your inner circle. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. These are lessons that I've learned along the way. I don't think I've ever, my dad is extreme, you know, like we all have our faults and, you know, our good points and our bad points. But one of my dad's good points in real life is that he's an extremely generous, supportive person with a really good worth ethic. And I think that I got that from him, like his generosity, his compassion, and his support. And I've seen him my whole life just uplift people, you know? Not as much as I would have liked him see him uplift certain people, but I've seen him do that my whole life. And I just see the more that he did that for others, the more he was blessed financially in different ways. Like whether I remember he had this job for like 15 years that he was making so much money at, and then when he lost the job, and I remember being like 14 and thinking like, damn, this is the end of the world. Like I knew how impactful that was and what this meant for us and our family. And it wasn't, because like somebody he'd helped back in the day helped him get another union job that paid that what he was making and a little bit more. He got bonuses and a better benefits and stuff like that. And that was good for us, because I told you guys, like for a long time, like my family didn't have, we were poor, traumatic poor. That's why I work as hard as I do now. So yeah, I'm going to leave the podcast here. I don't know what I'm going to name it, but you'll see it once it gets posted. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go to the 65 Linden grab sale really quick, because I didn't do it last week because I was on vacation. So let's do that now. And then you guys got to see my little fit too. Appearance, reset, skeleton damage. Okay, there I am. I'm in my store. My store sucks now, guys. Don't mind it. But yeah, this is my outfit. I didn't have this black pasty on, but I just felt like for YouTube I should probably have it on. So anyways, let's go to the grab sale and then see what's going on over there. And then I have to do equal 10 too, sooner rather than later, because I think the views are a little bit lower when I wait. Okay, so here we are at the grab sale, and we're going to run through it fairly quickly, and I just want to see how much time we've spent. So we're at 56 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to try to get you out of here in the next 20 minutes. And let me change my win light to like a default or something. Not call, because that'll be too bright. I said not call, but I did it, right? Okay, whatever. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So we have Allure Couture. So we have the fringe dress. We already saw this last week. If you guys like it, I think it's like only 65 Linden, so that's a great price. These are the bodies. It's for Gen X Curvy, Cooper, Laura X Petite, Legacy Pinup Bombshell, which I love because there aren't many clothes for Bombshell. Maitreya Petite, Reborn in Waifu, only 65 Linden, and here are the color swatch options. Then we have like this kind of cutie Anise set, a little flirty skirt, a little sweetheart neckline, tube top, and shoes, guys. So if you guys like that, I like the paisley prints, like maybe the blue one. And the whole set is 99 Linden, but you also get shoes. And it's Gen X Curvy, Laura X, Legacy, Classic, and Reborn. So that's that. And then we have Alluring Fashion. So this is a new release, some little PBR latex like short shorts, and this kind of like Y2K inspired tube top shirt. That's really cute. So the fat pack for the top is 800 and 1,000. What is this? Hold on a second, guys, because I'm confused now. Like, what's the difference? Okay, the prints are 1,000. It's 800 for the plain. Okay, or you could buy it individually for 99 Linden for the top and bottom. Okay, and then we have two wavy poses, and let's look at the poses here, and I think they should all be like 100 Linden. So these are like the little girlfriend poses. Her, we have the Patek ceramic. Okay, why are we looking at, okay, are these the watch poses? Okay, this is like a gun pose, some bunny poses for the car. Oh, these are the watch poses right here. Okay, that's pretty cute. The lean cup and these poses here. We got the Miss Pretty pose pack. That's really cute. 50 Shades of Shay pose pack. Okay. And everything is between 65 and 100 lindens. And this is the handful post pack. He's grabbing a whole lot of ass. That's super cute. I like that one. And the sunbathing post pack. Okay. Now we have Shelly's. Shelly has a lot of the same stuff that they had last week, so we're not going to go through it, but I'll just zoom into some of the pictures so that you can see what they have. I already discussed this last week. Everything at the 65 linden sale, as a reminder, I mean, it's the grab sales between 65 and 99 linden, guys. Some bangles and the shoes. Okay. And then we have rares and spares. So this is from the grand event. I brought it back because I had taken this out of the grab sale when I found out I got into the grand event. And this is the Mousy shipping packages. So they're weed, Coke packages. It comes with this mailbox and it comes with a gun, and I'll show you the gift shortly. So basically we have cocaine bricks, dollar signs, and I'm really proud because I made like this texture for the phone. And it says tracking number, what time you send in the phone to. Yes, between 4 and 9. And so that's what we have there. And then if you look at the gift, the gun actually works. It's animated, it shoots. So it's really fun. Okay, and I'll show you guys some of the boxes. Let me get a little closer. I think I'm going to go unavailable so we don't have all these pop-ups. So look at that. That's the weed. And then we have the priority mail, the FedEx, the DHL. And I feel like, oh, is it only those three? And they're weed and Coke, right? Okay, then we have Scumbay with outfits. I think this is pretty cute. A little cardigan and a short skirt. And that's going to be 69 linden for each piece. And of course, Scumbay does nails. So we have some nails here. And how much are the nails? 69 linden. Not bad. This is really pretty too. Reborn Legacy, Laura X, Cooper, and Peach. So this is like a perfect example of some high-low things that you can do. And what are the fat pack costs? $249 for the fat pack. That's super cute. And the mega pack, so you don't have to buy it all like separately, the tops is 600 linden. Okay, then we have Myrax. I love a good stripper heel. The glamour heel fat pack, all sizes and colors. That's going to be 99 linden. Actually, let me check to see if because I feel like this wasn't selling. My laundry stuff was selling, but this wasn't. So I just want to make sure. Yeah, and my stuff is 99 linden. And I have like a free bikini bottom or something here. I'll put the top out eventually. And because I did a hunt, that's why. So I just like basically re-rest the whole booth. We have the sunset dress, Laura X Petite, Laura X Legacy and Reborn. We have the Breeze bikini. That's super cute. I really like that. That's just for Legacy. Reborn, okay. And the mini dress fat pack, Legacy, Perky, and Reborn. And then kind of like a gold outfit and gold shoes. So that's really cute. Posh didn't really promote this at all this week. I was kind of disappointed by that. Oh, this is Republic. Okay, so we got these really cute boots. Wow. Those were special. Oh, you can only get the boots in a fat pack. 600 linden for the boots. And then the short shorts, 99. You could get the shorts that you want. I know all your asses out in those shorts. And then here are some tops, Von Ditch, a little bit dramatic, and then some plain solids. You get the mega pack here, 1,750 linden. And, you know, if you buy it individually, hold on a second, let's see. 99 linden. And so this is kind of how it looks paired together. and some of the prints in the fat pack. All right, so if you're interested, come grab that. Then we have the sable dress from Moon Avenue. So it's a really cute dress with a corset. And let's see how much this dress is. I didn't see the shoulders, so 99 Linden. Let's go back to the picture. Oh wow, look at those dramatic shoulders, guys. But these are the color options that are available. Not bad. And it's for Cooper, Legacy, Laura X, Reborn, Reborn Waifu, Gen X, and Gen X Curvy. And then we have Kitty Scout back to selling her nails again. We have this one caught my eye, but the nails are 99 Linden each. It's for Maitreya, Legacy, Reborn, Cooper, and Erica. All right, let's just get in a little closer so you see all the nail options. These are some extendos. I've started wearing a little bit longer nails. Remember, guys, I used to be like anti-extendo, but then I saw these, ooh, hold on, let's go closer. I saw these curved nails at the Dream event and I just had to have it. I gotta take off my Reborn nails because sometimes when you reset your body, which I had to do fairly recently, you gotta remove your nails and fix your feet and stuff, but I'll do that later. All right, then we have Amora Home Decor. Okay, we have a PB, is that a PBR mirror? 99 Linden for the mirror. We have some artwork here. 65 Linden, not bad. Asphalt Angel, so like some motorcycle, shiny side up, rubber side down, like biker stuff. What is this? Is this just a lamp? Light glow script access. So it's a sconce. Okay. Are these tire tables for sale? Wow, that's really cute, but I don't see a for sale sign on this. Oh, there is, and that's 99 Linden. Wow, that's nice. I actually like this. Like the rim and tire table. And then we have some shapes from JR Shape. This is the Malik shape. It's for the Legacy body. A detailed style card is included, and it's for the Luca head 3.1 or 4.0. I'm not even sure if there's a difference. And then there's, oh, Tobias looks really good too. And then Tobias, okay? If you guys want that. And this is I Am Her. And we saw this last week. And I do believe this is one piece. Yes, it is. And it's 99 Linden, so you could buy one of these star dresses. Super cute. And it's styled with these furry boots, but of course you don't have to wear it that way. Muneka Kupra, Reborn Waifu, Legacy Bombshell, and Laura X. Again, another outfit for Bombshell. This is Ace Dior, and we saw the Louis Vuitton and Chanel inspired plushies, as well as this unicorn plushie. So that is going to be 99 Linden. Okay, and I Am Her again. We saw the tables in this dress from last week. Then we have Wildlands. It looks like she reduced her booth and also changed the outfit. And it looks like a deep cut dress that kind of spears out on the side. The rigging is usually really good on this. And it's 99 Linden. My eye was drawn to that denim one. So we'll wait for this ad to come back up and check that out again. And then of course the free bags as a gift. I like the stripe one too. So this is what it looks like on the body. Okay. And it is for Muneka BBL 3.0, Cooper Cupsby, Reborn, and I kind of missed that. So let's wait till it comes back. This is a first. I don't think I'm going to finish this refresher. I might have to put it back in the fridge. Reborn Waifu, and it's now at Yentimans. Okay, so this was being sold at Yentimans, so she brought it out. And this is my rares and spares, my laundry decor stuff. I don't know what was going on with me, guys. Let's move it back just a little. It looks like it's floating a little bit. This was before I started using the vendors. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So you can't gift it to people. But it's 99 Linden. It's the laundry detergent bundle, the dirty and folded clothes, the laundry day clutter. My ad, I promise, is not blurry. I don't know. Oh, it's like in the wall too. I gotta fix this. I'll fix this later. And laundry softener. Let's reset the texture. This usually sells really well. I don't know. I might have to relog, guys, because I don't know why the textures look like this. So Suavitel Alt, I promise it's not going to be glitchy like that on your screen. And these are the dirty clothes and some folded ones. And if you want the fat pack, I think I put it for $3.33. You got just like the clutter, the 3 different type of laundry detergents, the 3 different type of softener bundles and things like that. Okay. This is Lemieux Beauty with the Twilight nails. Hopefully when you guys log in, it looks a lot better than this. Like, that looks terrible. I'm kind of embarrassed by that. This is the Lemieux Beauty Twilight nails. And it's rigged for Reborn, Cooper, Blazer, Gen X, Laura OG, Legacy, and BBL. And then we have the Frasier collection with these lips, natural, pouty, beautiful. And the Danielle collection, which is slightly metallic and a little glossy. All right, let's make our way over here. So 2.0, guys, is where Posh has her rentals, like her rental apartment. So if you guys are interested, my video was kind of long, so I didn't want to. I never saw this. Oh, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's like a maybe it's like a bot. I don't really know. So if you guys wanted to rent homes here, you guys could check out like the different decor and stuff like that. All right, and now let's check out Unknown. So Unknown has like some fringe pants and a little cute top. So the pants, let's see what they cost. 99 Linden. Okay. It's for Reborn Muneka Legacy, and that's for the top and pants. And these are the shirt options. And I believe that's 99 Linden as well, and it is. And these are the Hello Kitty nails. And it's 300 Linden, okay? If you guys want to try or demo any of that stuff. And then we have Sasha World with some joggers and some tops. Balmain inspired and some Chanel inspired and some other. You see how it became clearer? I think I needed to relog, guys, honestly, for the texture issue. So it looks like 99 Linden for the top and then 99 Linden for the jogger. So if you guys are interested, come get that. All right, and then we have Curvilicious Shapes. Jenny LaLuca Milan Reborn Body and Styling Card. Okay, so that's a shape here. Kitty Jenna's Head Strong Face Gift with the Cooper body. Okay, and then Olivia, we looked through her dances and stuff like that, and I bet it's selling well because she keeps her booth up. So then we have Drama Llama with the Wednesday, like a Wednesday Adam for the kids outfit, and that's going to be 150 Linden. What? Oh, for Toodle Do, but she raised the price. It's only supposed to be 99 Linden that much. Okay, then we have Creme de la Creme with the Pet Me collection. That's really cute. So you have like the little bow on the head with the tiger, zebra, and all those little stripes, and little bra and panty set. So that's really adorable. And then we have the lingerie set. I love the diversity and all the different skin tones and colors. That's really pretty. And this is what you could get here. Okay, so you could get the fat pack of the headbands for $199. I may come back and get that. And then $99 for like the panty set, and let's cancel that. Hold on a second. And for the lingerie, it's $99 for each color swatch. Okay. And now we have Hustler with Captivating Nail Creations. A lot more extendos, Reborn Legacy and Cupra. Blue Paradise. This is the Weed Nails. Cotton Candy. Okay, very cute, very cute. We have like this really, so it looks kind of classy, right? Because it's all covered up. It's off the shoulder of the bangles. This is the Beauty Queen Shadeen set. Maitreya Laura, Maitreya Laura X, Legacy, E-Body Reborn, Reborn Waifu, Kara, Cooper, Blaza, Gen X Curvy Classic, and Kayleen. And then we have like these color swatch options. And here's the pants. Oopsie, I went too far out. And then we have pastels on the bottom, which is super cute. And then we have the sorbet outfit with like the lemon, limes, and the capri pants. I like the pants. Those are really cute. I feel like, see, this is a good example. Like, I would buy these pants and style them with a different shirt. These are adorable. How much are these? That's 99 Linden. So guys, it's like midnight for me, so that's why I'm not like going to buy anything and going too nuts. Then we have more shapes, the Lola shape, and then like a stud shape. And then from dolls, V-neck tube tops. Some of them are graphic. My textures are not resin properly. These are how the tights fit. It got a little camel print there. And then we saw this dress with the boots last week. And then we have I Am Her again. Wow, 3 booths for I Am Her. I really did like this, like this sports top situation with the shorts. I'm definitely going to come back and look at some of these things to buy. Last time I bought them all separately and it sucked for me. So it's like 1,800 Linden, unless you're part of the group, 1,200. So I might, like, depending on how it fits, I might just get that. Then we have Gold Square with this like bodysuit for Legacy Maitreya Laura X, regular Maitreya, Reborn Waifu, and Perky. And then we have female bento emanations, Pamela and Nick. They're usually the same. I'm not going to get on them. You guys just try them when you come. And then we have the Keeper of Chaos Gotcha set. So there was a woman who actually, I'm going to put the link because I took a Gyozo of her in the outfit. If you're interested to see what this looks like on the body, guys, I will put a Gyozo link because I actually had it here. I wonder if I could go to contents and show you. Hold on a second. So let's go to SL Marketplace. Let me see if I can pull it up that way. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me see. Because she thought I was filming and then she just kept coming by me. Like she wanted me to see the outfit, but I wasn't filming. So let me see if I could bring it up this way. I could. So this is what the outfit would look like on the body. I wasn't filming. I was just setting up my booths. So not bad. Like, I don't think the ad does this justice, right? So this is what that looks like. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. And then we have creative poses. Like a little, like a date pose. Like that would be good for Instagram. Okay, if you're interested in that. And that is the event in a nutshell, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope my like podcast slash big sister talks are not like too preachy, but I just care about women and I just want to help you not make the same mistakes I made or block your blessings. Some of the mistakes, like I don't think that I've ever tried to gatekeep things. Anybody who knows me knows I share things because I just feel like it's because a lot of people have shared things with me and helped me rise in life. So I feel like it's me giving back. It's coming from a great place. So let me know if you love it or you hate it. But thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. I love you guys so much and I'll see you next week. Bye.